Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the previous class, few people remind we discussed about free trade. We start the next chapter, and in that we discussed about free trade. Then we discussed about different methods of international business or international business methods. In that we discussed about international trade. This was a complete chapter, the previous one. And then we discussed about licensing. Today we will discuss about franchising. Now, what is franchising? Franchise is a business method in which many different owners share a single brand name. I will give you an example. City schools. School system. That is basically a franchise. Now, city school system, their head office, it is, I think, UK based, but they have different branches all over the world. I don't know it is in Kabul, Afghanistan or not. In Pakistan, they have their branches in every city. In every city, they have different owners. Suppose this is one city, this is second city, this is third city. So all of them, they are using the same brand name, city school system. Their name is city, city, city school. So different owners, they are using the same brand name and they are running their business. So here, this head office, that is basically franchisor, the person who gives other person to use my name. So he is franchisor, and the person who receives this agreement, that will be franchisee. Look at this. Franchising is a business method in which many different owners share a single brand name. They are using the same single brand name, that is city schools. A parent company, that is franchisor, that is a parent company, allows entrepreneurs, that is franchisee, different businessmen in different countries and different cities, to use companies' strategies and trademarks. They are using the trademarks, they are using the strategies, each and everything. In exchange, the franchisee pays an initial fee. This franchisee, he will pay an initial fee and royalties based on revenues. And royalty is basically a percentage of the revenue, and they will pay a percentage of the revenue every year to the franchisor. Take an example. Suppose this school, they generated $1 million, and out of this 1 million they will pay 9% of the revenues. They are not concerned about the profits to this parent company. Same is the case here, same is the case here. The franchisor also provide the franchisee with support. But this franchisor, he will provide support to this franchisee. He will provide the training, he will, sorry, he will pay for the advertisement. Advertisement is his responsibility, including advertisement, training as part of the franchising agreement. That is, advertisement and training, he is responsible. The franchisor is responsible for that. Franchising is a faster, cheaper form of expansion than adding company owned stores. Now, if this school, city school, they generate their own, they develop their own branches in different countries, in different cities, it will be very much expensive. It will be very, very much expensive. So, why not? They will give franchise to someone and they will receive what? Initial fee and 9% annual of the revenues. It costs the parent company much less when new stores are owned and operated by a third party. Now, if the parent company, they allow someone to open different stores in different cities, like take the example of Bata, Service, and these things. So they are not spending money, they are just providing training and they are paying for the advertisement, nothing else. Are owned and operated by a third party. A third party is doing each and everything, they are just receiving their revenues. According to the International Franchising Association, the sector earns more than 1.5 trillion in revenues each year. See the franchising business. Their revenue is $1.5 trillion yearly. The next type of business, international business method, is joint venture. Joint venture is basically a combination of two or more parties. A business arrangement in which two or more parties agree to pool their resources for the purpose of accomplishing a specific task. But keep in mind, it is joint venture. Venture means a small scale business, a business for a short period of time. When the business is over, then what will happen? The venture will be finished. See, a business arrangement in which two or more parties agree to pool their resources, they will combine their resources. Two parties or more than two parties for the purpose of accomplishing a specific task. And why they are pooling the resources? For completing a specific task. For completing a specific task. This task can be a new project, it can be a new project, or any other business activity. It can be any business activity. In a joint venture, each of the participants is responsible for profits, losses, and costs associated with it. They are responsible for profits, for losses, and any costs. Although JVs, joint ventures, represent a great way to pool capital and expertise and reduce the exposure of risk to all involved, they do present some unique challenges as well. Okay, it is a good business, it is a good thing that one, their risk is reduced, they are sharing their expertise, their risk is reduced, but there are some weaknesses as well. Maybe here is an example. For instance, if a party A comes up with an idea that allows the joint venture to flourish, means one party gives the idea, and because of that idea, that joint venture, it it is it is, you can say, they start the business because of that idea. What cut of the profit does party A get? So what will be my profit because I give the idea? The idea was mine. So what will be my profit? Does the party simply receive a cut based on the original investment? So what will be his profit? It will be on the base of investment, means the money that he invested, or because of the idea that he gives. Pool, or is there recognition of the party's contribution above and beyond the initial stake, or no, he will receive something else because he gives the idea. So for his idea, he will receive something or not. So maybe there can be a tussle between the parties because of this thing. So each and every time in joint ventures, there are some disputes among the parties. The next type of business, that is acquisition of existing operations, are mergers. What is acquisition? A corporate action in which a company buys most, if not all, of the target company's ownership stake in order to assume control of the target firm. It is a type of business in which one company is purchasing most of the shares. Most means, I told you in the previous class, more than 50%. Most, if not all, of the target company's ownership stakes. They are purchasing more than 50% ownership or more than 50% shares of the target company in order to assume control of the target firm. When they will get more than 50% shares, so they will control of the target firm. Acquisitions are often made as part of the company's growth strategy. And mostly companies are doing this thing for growing their business, whereby it is more beneficial to take over an existing firm's operation as compared to expanding on its own. So mostly it is better that company wants to in expansion if they will purchase some other companies for expansion as compared to if they are starting a new setup. So when you will start a new setup, it will take too much time. But if you are purchasing the existing firm's operation, so it is easy because that company also has a goodwill and the setup is already developed. So there will be no problem in the business. So this is a good strategy as compared to starting your own operations. Acquisition can be either friendly or hostile. Friendly acquisitions occur when the target firm express its agreement to be acquired. Keep in mind that the acquisitions sometimes it is friendly and sometimes it is hostile. This is a company, they want to purchase this company. They start purchasing the shares of this company and the management is willing. The management is agreed that okay, purchase our shares, we are with you, we will support you. So this type of acquisition, this is called friendly. When the target firm is the other firm, express its agreement to be acquired. whereas hostile acquisitions don't have the same agreement from the target firm, and acquiring firm needs to actively purchase large stakes of the target company in order to have a majority stake. But in hostile acquisition, the management of this firm is not willing. Keep in mind, the shares of these companies are bought and sold in the stock exchange. So if they are willing, the management is willing, or the management is not willing, what will this company do? They will go to stock exchange, they will start purchasing the shares of this company. They will try to purchase more and more of the stock of the company that they want to acquire. So when they will reach more than 50%, then they got control of this company. So this type of acquisition is called hostile acquisition. A merger takes place when two companies decide to combine into a single. This was basically acquisition, when one company is purchasing the other company. So that is basically acquisition. One is friendly acquisition, one is hostile acquisition. And merger is when two companies combine. This is one company, this is the other company, and what are they doing? They're combining their business. See, this is one company, this is other company, and they're combining and forming one single big company. So this is basically merger. In acquisition, one company, big company, he is going to purchase a small company. Then the next thing, the next type of business, international business method, is establishing new foreign subsidiary. A company whose voting stock is more than 50% controlled by another company is usually referred to as parent company or holding company. We discussed about this. A subsidiary is a company that is partly or completely owned by another company that holds a controlling interest in the subsidiary company. We discussed about this. Like one is a parent company and one is subsidiary company. This is one company, this is other company, and this company is more than 50% shares. It is in the hand of this company. So this company will be called parent company, or we also call it holding company, and this company is called subsidiary. Foreign subsidiary companies are incorporated under the laws of the country it is located. And keep in mind, if this company, holding company, is in USA and this company is in Afghanistan, this company which is in Afghanistan, they will follow the laws of Afghanistan. They will not follow the laws of USA. Firm that owns or control other firms are called subsidiaries, which are legal entities in their own right. So this is what we are establishing new foreign subsidiaries. A holding company is an organization that contains other companies called subsidiaries. So in this way, this is also a type of international business method, that they are purchasing what? More than 50% shares of some other company and making them their subsidiaries. The company must present consolidated financial statements to its investors and the Security and Exchange Commission. And this is a law that each company will give their financial statements to their investors yearly, They will show it, they will send the report, and the Securities and Exchange Commission, and they will also present one report to the Securities and Exchange Commission. I think for today it is enough. Inshallah, in the next class, then we will discuss about investment, international opportunities, and international trade theories. Assalamu alaikum.